Guys, what's up? It's KGB Survival here. Today I'm going to be doing two things. I'm going to be reviewing a knife, and I'm also going to be showing you guys a knife and telling you a little bit about it. And the reason why I'm not reviewing that one is because you cannot purchase it in the store. It was handmade and it means a lot to me. So we're going to start off with it first. Okay, so this is a skinner. It's used for hunting and obviously skinning animals, thus the name Skinner. It is a high carbon steel blade. It was made out of a sawmill blade, and the handle was made out of deer antler. Okay, and it fits really nicely in my hand, and it's a beautiful knife. It is just crazy well crafted, and it does require a lot of maintenance because it's not a stainless steel knife. You have to protect it from rust with this 3-in-1 household oil, or really you can use rust protection oil, which is specifically made for knives. But really, who needs that when you could do this? I'm going to show you guys how easy it really is to maintain your knives. And yes, it does take some time. It's a time-consuming thing, you know. But you want to spend time with your knives. You want them to look nice and everything. So then you're going to take a clean paper towel, and you're going to basically rub the oil onto the blade, and that should protect it from getting rusted so easily. And not only that, it's just proper maintenance to do, and that's because, and the reason why it won't rust is because the oil basically creates a layer on the metal which prevents moisture getting onto the blade. It's like, alright, do this when you guys get a chance and have some oil. If you have some oil, go ahead and do it right after watching this. Take some kind of old plate or something like that. It can be a plate, it can even be a piece of metal. Just make sure it's old and you don't mind getting oil on it. Put some oil on there, take a paper towel, and wipe the surface of it. And once you're done wiping the surface of it, just take like a dropper, or even just don't pour direct water on it, because that would, you know, take the oil off. Because I'm not planning on ever having direct water onto this blade. I'm just planning on having like small amounts of moisture on the air in it, and even I didn't even want that to happen, so I'm not really planning that. But I'm going to take like a eyedropper and put it in some water, and then you'll notice that the water rolls off because of the oil. And this knife is very well made. It is a full tang construction, and if you don't know what that means the blade is made out of one big piece. It's just made out of one big piece of metal. And that's better because it strengthens the whole blade. You know, it's a strong blade, it won't break. It has this paracord wrist lanyard, so when you're like skinning and stuff, you don't drop your knife, because that can be a little difficult, because you want to have it on. And I don't personally use this unless I'm skinning a large animal, so I don't drop it into the cavity of the animal, which is no big deal. You just pull it out. But really, you lose your place cutting the hide. So there's that. It has these pins in there, obviously, to hold the handle to the blade. And it doesn't so much have a finger. It has a finger guard, but it's not one of those big ones that they have on like those really good combat style knives, like that are just specifically made for combat and nothing else. But it's a very comfortable grip. I could use this all day. It's very nice. So it's very well made. And that's that knife, and how to really maintain it. And crap, sorry guys, I dropped my old deal into the dirt, and that's not good. So now back to the knife. Now this is like the other Gerber. It's not Gerber, but it's not new. It's not brand new. I had this for a little bit. This is the Smith & Wesson Military and Police, and it's the model. It is the model S&M M&P6, which means Military Police 6. This is the 6th knife in their Military and Police edition. And it is an assisted opening. It has a safety, and it looks really cool. It's a combat style knife, but it also can be used for cutting seat belts, and stuff like that. If somebody was in a car accident, like military and police, military would use it for almost the same purpose, but to survive out there, because military is not just fighting and doing stuff like that. It can be, you're brought into an area where there can be no enemies whatsoever, but you're out there making sure there is none. And then it's basically survival. So, this knife is very good for that purpose. And, it can also be used for combat. It can be used for cutting seatbelts in an emergency situation. But back to the knife. It has a safety on it, so it doesn't open in your pocket. That's safety off, and that's safety on. Now let's take safety off, and let's open it. Now this is not a switchblade, this is an assisted opening, and the actual difference is, a switchblade, if you were to, start the blade, well, not start it, but if you were to hit the button to make it come out, it would actually hit something and continue. It would not stop. Sorry, there's a car going by. Okay, it would hit something and not stop. With an assisted opening, all that it is it would hit something, like this block of wood right here, and it stops. Okay? And the cool thing is it has that little button right there, or that little lever, I should say, and that will make it deploy too. And it has these thumb studs right here. See those? And that's so, like, you can go like that too. You can impress your friends and be like, yeah, this is not practical, because they'll obviously know there's something up. You could, like, switch it open like that very fast. Like, it's crazy. It would make people at first think that you had, like, a magical, super strong thumb, but really it's just an assisted opening. And, that's the blade completely open. And it's a pretty big knife compared to my hand. That's my hand. Okay. And before you guys start saying it's illegal to own a knife bigger than your hand, okay, that's in some states. I'm in a state where we have very good knife laws, very good gun laws, and stuff like that. I'm not going to state where I live, but the people who personally know me know where I live. But, anyway, back to the knife again. It's just very cool stuff. It says Military and Police on there, which is really cool, and it's by Smith & Wesson, which is a very good brand. I'm pretty sure that's a hammer, not like it's not supposed to be used for a hammer every day, but you could use it if you really needed to. And it is comfortable both ways to hold it like this if you're in a fighting situation, but we're holding it like this because we're not using it to fight. This is a recreational knife for me. Now, those are just for show. They're just supposed to make the knife look nice and aggressive and stuff. And I'm sure if you wanted to, you can carve the rest of it out and actually make it real serrations. But, that little indent right there on the knife, right there, it's for your thumb to go when you're whittling. See? And it gives you extra leverage. You can even put it there if you wanted to. Woo! Right over the camera. And you can do that. And, It's also for just extra control, really, when you're whittling something, whatever. But let's try sharpening this stick with it. And of course, I know many knives can do this. Probably all of them, unless they're extremely dull. But, yeah. Let's go ahead and get this nice and sharp for you guys, so I can show you sharpening abilities. All knives can sharpen, they all have sharpening abilities, but the sharper your knife is, the easier it will be to make something else sharpen. A pencil or that, and what you could use this for is, okay, like, there's a certain kind of trap where you dig a hole, and it's a pretty big hole, and you stick tons of these pointed sticks around the inside of the hole. So say that this was pointed and stuff. Like, there would be a hole, and it would be all in the hole. Like, there would be ones there, everywhere and stuff. Up and down through the hole, and it's about a 1 foot hole. And that's so, like, any animal walking by, mostly small game, they'd put their foot into it, and you cover it with, like, debris and sticks and stuff. And the animal would walk into it, mostly small game, like I said. They'd get their paw stuck, and when you'd all put them in at an angle about like that, so when it does go in, they can't get it out very easily. So, that's this knife, and we're going to go ahead and clean it while I have the oil. And not just clean it, I'm going to put a few drops into the blade. Because it is assisted opening. And you do need to maintain it. Just as you would any knife. So let me just go ahead and rough the sides up and stuff. Get it all nice and dandy looking for you guys. And the only issue here is you're going to get oil on your hands at some point. But thanks for watching the review of the Smith & Wesson Military and Police. And this.